What's the word?
Well, I just said, it's interesting. I just said to these gentlemen, I have lunch with a colleague today, and everybody went, no. Ooh. I've never, ever made plans for lunch and then at some point later not wished for them to be canceled. Never.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you make them a week ahead of time and you're like, okay, great. And then on the day of, you're like, oh, maybe I'll cancel.
Do I have that?
Yeah.
That's today?
Oh, man.
You know what it is for me? It's a Friday thing. On Friday, I don't like making plans because I want to be done with
We'll go home.
Yeah.
That's the one day I do make plans.
You always do that.
I do because I have it free. I have it's free day.
I think I credit Chris Demm with this because he just quit showing up.
Yeah.
He used to plan meetings on Fridays.
Yeah,
And then he just quit going to them.
Stopped. He did a lot of that.
And then you change your schedule.
That's right. He has stopped going to meetings, which I thought was brilliant as well.
One of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah. And no one has ever challenged him on that at all. It's like,
Look, does email work?
Yeah.
We had a guy yesterday. Yesterday, Kelly and I had a mini meeting in the office. Once somebody from sales
what a way.
came into the office and said, I'm going to send you an email about some dates.
It's like, well, why don't you just tell us the dates? He's like,
Why don't you either do one or the other.
I'll email this to you.
Yeah, but we don't need to meet twice,
Exactly.
whether it's electronic or not.
You don't need to tell us. You're going to send us an email.
Why go through the hassle of a quick meeting to get the hassle of the email later?
What about the text email?
I don't care for that either.
I'm going to send you an email about this.
Or the text that says, did you get my email?
Well, sometimes I do that because it's an important email and you text somebody because you know they're going to see the text. Emails tend to sometimes get off the screen and you don't see them for a few days or whatever. But if you give a text, say, hey, this is important, read this.
I don't know if it's just me or if it's the climate we're in or if the social media world has evolved where people message. But I have found that when I send text messages, they're not returned.
Really? Even texts?
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I will, of course, respond quickly. And there are a few people that are very good about replying back, like you guys. But we're rapidly aging. And like my nieces who are in their 20s, they don't. My nephew never does. And I know his phone's in front of his face 24/7. But I've seen the move. They just flip the text up because they're on TikTok.
Yeah.
And Snap. It's like, get out of the way.
They just move the text away.
Yeah, because when a text pops in, I've just seen the move. They just sweep it out
And
of
they
the
don't
way.
return?
Never.
Well, they're in the moment. This happens.
Yes.
They're in the moment. They are doing something else, and they do have their phone right in their front of their face.
You're
and
right.
They do see that you texted them. Well, whether they read the text or not, I don't know. But they saw that they got a text from you. I'll deal with that later.
And then they don't.
Then they forget.
They don't ever deal with it.
I mean, if you were to look through my sent, my texts,
They're
whatever
one-sided.
it is,
They're very one-sided.
they're all outgoing.
Yeah, but you never get it back. Well, it's only since I only text with old people, they send it. I get them back. I get back the text because they're. And you're right. I always know their phone's in front of your face all the time.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just ignoring. If somebody doesn't answer the phone, it's like,
What
okay.
about your teenagers, Kelly? They reply back instantly?
They do because it's with them all the time, especially my son. But
Plus, you're the parent. It's different.
yes,
And you can discipline.
And if I call somebody, I know you're seeing that I've called, and you're just choosing not to.
Oh,
answer the
yeah. I
phone.
love doing that to you.
There's often a button that just says ignore, sometimes with your own face.
It's a very good feeling.
Ignore this? Yes.
This face, and you can't pretend. You cannot pretend you didn't see the call or get the call.
What I love to do is ignore you on all three. When you email me, then send me a text that says, "Did you get my email?" And then leave me a voicemail that says, "Did you get my email and message?" And I don't answer any of it.
None of it for a whole weekend.
What's that new the doctor who's trying to teach people how not to be like their parents? The voicemail one. That's one of my new favorites.
No need. A simple text will do.
Hey, it's John. It's about 4:15.
I do that. I do that. Call me back. Then I leave my number.
The number is.
I'll do my number too. I do that. I always feel like that's good etiquette for leaving a voicemail. And
That's 20th century.
it completely, because I used to leave I would say, here's my number, da da da, da da da, da 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 da, because they're writing.
rhythm.
They're writing. There's a rhythm to it.
My address is so you can print out the
right.
directions.
That's right. I was reading about technology. I've always said, what's next? How can we get any better than we've got it right now? Motorola just announced yesterday they're working on a phone with a screen that shrinks and expands so it goes easily into your pocket better. And so it's a smartphone.
The physical
If you
screen?
click a button on the bottom of it and it rolls in on itself. So you've got it's a one-part phone, but then the bottom part goes up into itself, and then you have a phone that's half the size that it was.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you would think Motorola's, they're the people behind the new flip phone, right?
Yeah, they do that too.
How are the sales of that going? I occasionally see ads for it.
I do too.
But I don't know that I've ever seen anybody use
We've
one.
been burned on that once before.
Yeah, we have. Did Samsung
People
do
had
that?
to return them.
Yeah,
I think it was Samsung.
And
yeah.
the glass wasn't right. It was
right.
break. That's exactly
So
right.
they should know how these things are selling.
And of course, well, they should. I don't know if they're just announced it yesterday. Now this one doesn't flip; it rolls up into itself. Maybe it's a different, better technology for that kind of thing, and then it fits into your pocket or purse better because it's half the
I think
size.
it kind of depends on who you are. Most people don't mind having their phone in their hand or in their their back pocket or their purse, but most people have it right here.
Sure, don't seem to mind.
And
do
they don't seem to mind it.
Biggie just said a minute ago, "Is there a full moon out today?" And the answer is no. What did you call it?
I believe it's a waxing crescent.
We have a waxing crescent, Biggie, not a full moon because Biggie.
Not till
No,
November.
I'm sorry, waning.
A waning,
waning.
a
Yes,
waning crescent.
apologies.
And Biggie says because he's seeing a lot of crazy things happen and getting a lot of crazy phone calls, which does happen during a full moon. The very same thing happened. A guy said, I don't know if it's a full moon or what, but he caught a woman, his neighbor, scaling his fence to try to get over his fence into a yard. She's holding a gardening tool, straddling their adjoining wall. And apparently the deal is she wants to cut down a large plant that's in his yard because it blocks her view and it blocks something that she's trying to do. She doesn't get enough sunlight on her plants because of his plant. And he caught her. He says he's going to press charges the next time she's on his wall. This was the exchange.
You're trespassing. You're threatening me with a weapon, climbing a wall. Yeah, I have you on camera, and I have
I'm
you.
not threatening you. I'm
were
going to go over and cut that.
Is this your plant? Is this your property? No, it's not. It would be against the law to climb that wall and to cut these plants.
I'm going to cut it down. I'm about to blow up the damn place.
Okay, now you're threatening to blow up the damn place? I'm calling the cops, Diane.
You
Have
damn
the
son of a
You too, Diane. Have a good day. I'm going to have my camera set, so if anything happens, I'll know exactly who did it. You were nothing but rude and belligerent. Have a good day, ma'am.
Oh, you son of a
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Wow. She sounds like Reagan from The Exorcist.
Yeah, she does. She sounds crazy.
I thought you meant the president.
I did too. It doesn't sound like Reagan. Sounds like from The Exorcist Reagan.
Yeah, I know it's in politics to call people crazy now, but that lady crazy.
She does
great.
sound like she's going around the bend.
And then he's like, "This is my plant. You're not to step on my property." And
Diane?
Diane.
She also sounds kind of like the woman that doesn't like Germans fishing.
Yes.
And the throw mama from the train.
Yes.
She's Biggie likes that movie, Throw Mama from the Train. And when I heard her, I thought,
You're trespassing. You're threatening me with a weapon, climbing a wall. Yeah, I have you on camera, and I have
I'm
you.
not threatening you. I'm
were
going to go
okay.
over and cut that.
Is this your plant? Is this your property? No, it's not. It would be against the law to climb that wall and to cut these plants.
I'm going to cut it down. I'm about to blow up the damn place.
As your attorney, Diane.
Yeah. That is her. All that's missing is her going, Owen!
Throw Mama from the Train. That's what I thought. That's right.
Down the plant, Owen.
That's right. God. And he lives next to her, and he's got a large flowering plant that she doesn't like for whatever reason. And she's threatened to cut it down many times. And he says, over my dead body, I will keep video on you so you don't cut down that plant.
She's so unfortunate. She sounds so unbalanced.
Yes.
At first, I thought it might be sort of a Halloween thing that she's dressing as Spider-Man.
No.
And scaling the wall.
No.
But no.
And if you're him, I almost would cut down the plant, but then you're negotiating with the terrorists, and then if you
What's
give her
next?
give her an inch, she takes a yard. All of those
Your
things.
animals?
There's another some confrontations here in this segment. A customer at McDonald's was complaining about not getting enough sauce. I want my sauce.
Dipping or on burger?
Dipping. She wanted dipping sauces for her McNuggets that she just bought.
You could do a podcast on that, Kelly.
I should. That should be my podcast, Biggie.
Triple dip.
Boss sauce. Yeah, triple dip.
Yeah,
Man, you
sauce
could do
balls.
sauces.
Sauce
Yeah.
balls. Is
It's
there
taken.
that thing?
Yeah, but you could, sauces.
I told you
It
how
really does.
You know how I bathe my nuggets. I've told you that. That's going viral.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1.
Do you?
Easy now.
Now, if you haven't heard that, I'll just briefly
That's the
describe what
rhythm.
he's saying. I have in my vehicle every time I eat nuggets from Chick-fil-A, I have 12 nuggets. I have 3 sauces. So I do, I do Polynesian, then ranch, then Chick-fil-A sauce. Bang, bang,
1,
bang.
2, 3. In that order,
In
left
that
to right.
order. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's a sauce waltz.
It is, but
But
flip it, reverse it, rub it down for the final. Then in the final, I go Chick-fil-A sauce,
3,
ranch,
2,
Polynesian.
1.
You naughty sinner.
Because I want that on my lips for the
Yeah,
day.
you do.
For the day.
Damn
When
right.
you kiss the wife,
Yeah. Yes.
I'm home.
I want her to know.
Daddy's home.
Well,
Just want to make sure everyone knows this is not crazy.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Daddy's home. Daddy's home. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Are we still doing this?
Yes, daily. I come in. I
Are
say,
your kids TikToking this, you think, on the daily?
it could be. It could be. When he was home during the summer, I know he was usually in the living room, and I would come in and say, "What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?"
Mr. Great Workout Boy.
Daddy's home.
Oh, yeah.
Where's
Daddy's
that dog?
home. Annie. And then our dog's named Annie. I say, Annie Bell, you want some bellies? You want some bellies?
What do they call the in racetrack in like horse betting parlance? There's the it's not the trifecta. It's one more than that. Is that the exacta?
Yeah, maybe.
When you hit all 4?
Yeah. That's the exacta. And my son bet on it one day. I came in, they were just smiling wryly. I was like, what are y'all saying? And then I said, so I'd done all 3, and then I was like, you missed a great workout today, son. And my son said, that's it.
He did it.
Within 1 minute. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Daddy's home.
And then daddy's home, and then the dog, and then you should have been at that workout today, son. Where were you? You missed a great one. And he goes, I told you. And then he collected $5. The woman at McDonald's, finally, the worker at McDonald's was being berated over the sauce.
Who's recording here?
The driver in the car, and she took a cup of ice large and threw it. You can really hear too. It's not water, it's ice.
So I can't have sauce. Yeah, you don't like it, huh? Oh yeah? You're gonna throw water on me? Oh yeah. Really now? Who's calling the cops now? Cause I asked for some sauce?
She asked for more sauce than they're willing to give. What's the
Something tells me there's more to this story.
I agree. I think she asked for more sauce.
Well, if you pull up to a lot of places now,
They
it
won't.
breaks down. It's like you got a 6-piece, you get 1 sauce.
That's right.
Yeah, and
You
they
got
have
a
the price
10-piece,
tags.
Right.
Yeah.
you get 2 sauces. If you want extra, we will charge you for it.
Oh, I bet that's what it is.
You know
So
how
you're taking Big Mac side.
but you can't throw ice at the customer.
You can't throw ice, but also I think a lot of just restaurant workers, period, are pushed to the edge. And I feel like this lady probably was pushed to the edge by this person who now is pulling out a phone and going, I'm going to record you because you're not giving me an extra sauce.
That's exactly what she sounds like, too. You're
That's
not
a pretty good
gi-
impression.
Not giving me the
Yeah.
sauce. You know how I get around it? If I want extra, I'll order it with my other items, too. See, I always get a sandwich and nuggets. And for a sandwich, like, you want any sauce? I say, yeah, I do want sauce.
I'll have an iced tea with barbecue sauce.
That's right.
Is that where you're going for lunch today with your colleague?
That's right. I'm not. That's private. I'm not going to say.
You're going to show them how you dip?
Going to show him your dip?
He's a TV personality. He may put that on the news.
Yeah.
This local DJ dips
How do
it-
you dip your nuggets?
You've done it before.
We asked you
Yeah.
on Facebook, how do you dip your nuggets?
Tonight at 5, how do you dip your nuggets?
They want to know.
There's a big. You talk about a problem. This was in Texas, where it was Plano, Texas, where there is a brawl that went on at the Hooters in Plano, and this was bad. It was over chocolate bars, and I know what you're thinking.
They don't sell chocolate bars at the Hooters.
Exactly. What happened was 2 juveniles went into Hooters and started selling chocolate bars.
Oh, the world's finest?
Yes.
For fundraisers?
Yes. But we don't know what the fundraiser is for. But 2 of them went in to sell.
But you can't just do that to seated customers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the manager comes out and says, you got to go. You can't sell these. Manager says, that's it. Well, as soon as he did that, the manager, here come 4 more people into the restaurant, and they're older, and they've caught 2 of them so far. 19-year-old Jeremiah Powell, 20-year-old Tony Marshall. They start arguing with the manager. Then the phones come out, so we have the video and audio of it, and they wind up getting into a huge fight
At a Hooters.
And one of the 20-year-old or the 19-year-old took out a pipe and broke the manager's arm and really went at
Good
it.
Lord.
Probably a defensive wound.
Exactly. He put up his. It ain't worth it to manage a Hooters.
No, man.
I don't know. Debatable.
There are benefits.
If you're going to manage something,
It ain't worth it to manage
your
a
arm
Hooters
broke.
like that. This is the audio of it, and you can really tell when it breaks down.
Thank you for the candy.
Oh,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think the woman, when she said it's over an effing chocolate bar, was exactly right.
Pantyhose flying, little orange shorts running for cover.
Ankle high tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Those thick white socks.
Thick socks. What's up with that?
Bless them. They do fine work.
They do. They do.
One of the cooks going, hide down here with me.
Smoking a doobie.
I got a piece.
Yeah.
What? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's Texas. Of course he's got a piece.
Well, yeah, Plano, Texas. Now, they identified all of them, but they've only caught, I think they've caught 2 so far. And they're talking about the younger ones. They're going to charge them as adults maybe for going in because they're all in on it together
Yeah.
to go in. And
You can't charge it. How old are they? We don't know.
well, they say under 16. They were young and selling chocolate bars, but they were all like the guys, I guess, outside told them if they don't let you sell those chocolate bars, we're coming in. And that's what happened. And
That's the strangest assault I've heard of in quite some time.
over chocolate bars.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't kick out my boys from selling chocolate.
Yeah. The whole thing is bizarre.
It sounds like they put him up to it.
I don't know what
the 19 and 20 year
It's
old.
very odd what happened. Plus, they're not their parents because they're like 19 and 20, and the kids are
That's
just
why they put him up to it.
teenagers. The manager got pinned into the corner and got a broken arm and a concussion. One customer was taken to the hospital with a head injury. All heck broke loose there in a Hooters in Plano, Texas. It's awful. That is awful, isn't it? I mean, it just sounds.
Hooters a bad name.
It really sounds terrible.
Not
But
fair.
I had that exact same thought of the orange shorts flying around and all of that stuff, and the poor women crying with mascara coming down their face.
And the merch is right by the door.
There's plenty of men there to console them.
I guess that's right.
There, darling.
I guess that's right. Conflict at a North Texas restaurant.
I don't like it.
Hooters had to close for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Of course.
Everything, there's wing sauce
Sauce everywhere.
all over the place. It was awful.
Merchandise.
One more note here. I should have done this earlier in an entertainment report. You've heard of Billy Ray Cyrus, father of Miley Cyrus. He's just announced his engagement.
Well, that's fantastic. When did he split with his wife?
Officially earlier this year. They have split multiple times. They have been.
I was going to say it's been on and off for years.
That's correct.
Oh, really?
That's correct. But they officially divorced.
And this is Miley's mom?
This is Miley's
Yes.
mom and Miley's dad, of course. He has now announced his engagement to an Australian singer named Fire Rose. One word.
Beautiful.
All caps, lower capital F.
Capital F, capital R, capital S. Fire Rose.
Well, congratulations.
He's 61.
All right.
All right.
She's 23.
All right.
Wait a minute. All of us Bali.
29.
Wait a minute.
Bad.
Just like a little sister, y'all.
The pictures they put up to me, I've seen some of these. His look is alarming.
Yeah.
I mean, he has extremely long hair now.
Agreed.
And in one of the photos, it appears he's trying to do like almost a seductive look with her, leaning on him.
Yep.
Both of them creep me out.
Well, look, if Billy Ray wants to marry Fire Rose, if they're in love, who are we to stand in their way?
The heart wants what it wants.
How did they come together?
They met backstage at a show that both of them were performing at.
Nice.
What was she performing?
She does some music in Australia.
All right. Fire Rose,
She's
Dave.
also, she's Fire Rose.
And I'll say this, once you see her, if you think she's 23, you're buying into it. There's
What does
no
that
way.
What?
What do you mean?
She's 30.
Oh, you think?
Oh, yeah. She's all plumped up and worked up, but there's no way she's 23.
She says, well, I had to do some digging to get her age. Most of the articles I was reading said age approximated in the mid-20s. And then on one site, it said 23. So that's what I went with.
Ah.
But it's hard to know how old she is. Officially, he's 38 years her senior. As I say, the heart wants what it wants. But my wife and I have an argument over this every time the Tom Selleck episodes of Friends come on. Mm-hmm. Tom Selleck dates Courtney Cox.
What's the age difference?
He's about 51 or 52. She's 27. And she grew up in his neighborhood. Her dad and Tom Selleck's characters are best friends.
Yeah, okay.
And so she runs into him, meets him at a party after all these years. They recognize each other. They fall for each other. And I say to my wife, the heart wants what it wants. And boy.
You said that a lot.
Boy, she gives me a look.
When you see them together, they look like the couple that you see right before the roofie kicks in on a cruise.
I have no relationship to that analogy, Biggie.
Do you know what always shuts me up when we see these episodes of Friends? I always say, well, the heart wants what it wants. And she goes, oh, okay. Your daughter's 14. It would be like in 10 years her dating Dave Aiken. Your friend.
Or the diesel.
Or the diesel. Your friend.
Yeah, it's borderline.
Yeah, I know. And it is true. Because like, she grew up around him.
You don't have no, what do they say, skin in the game.
That's right. That's right. When you just watch it on TV, you're like, whatever.
In the abstract,
Yeah. And she's like, do you want our daughter to date Dave Aiken? And I said, God, no. Go to change the channel. Change the channel. I can't even watch it. I vomit.
Yeah, when you date him younger, sometimes you just don't have anything in common after a week or so.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And,
yeah.
Trust me.
I know.
Is it possible you're lesbian? Don't date Dave.